Roland, despite knowing what an incredible gift you had, you pursued a medical career as a geriatric nurse. How did your medical career and your abilities intersect? Did they enrich each other, and if so, how?
Well, I had this wonderful 90-year-old patient.
Oh.
She was getting close to her last days, and I'd walk into her room and she'd say, is there really something else? And so I'd have an opportunity to sit with that 90-year-old woman who's lived an extraordinary life, right? I come in and I say, well, guess what, Flo? I'll call her Flo for this conversation. Guess what? There is more. You'll be surrounded by love when you pass on. So there were moments in my career where, as a nurse especially, where I was able to bring my understanding of the afterlife, its significance, the energy of love, into a conversation with family members, with the patient, and it became an incredibly positive part of the experience, actually.
And what prompted you to leave that career?
Well, the same voice that said you must take the next step in your life, whatever that voice is, that internal energy that comes from deep within ourselves, that something said, take the next step. And that next step was to step into the spiritual aspect, step into the mediumship, step into that place of really helping people find some peace about their losses.
Was that an easy transition, or did you struggle with that?
Well, the truth is I heard a voice, right? The voice said, do something. And if nothing else, I'm obedient. I listened to that voice, I followed through with that voice, and here we are, all these years later, still having a conversation about the possibility of everlasting love.
Roland, going back to your career as a geriatric nurse, what was the most poignant lesson you learned during that time?
Oh, that is a powerful question. What I really learned during that experience was the power of compassion.
Oh.
The power of compassion and what compassion really means. You have a 90-year-old, 85-year-old, 70-year-old, 50-year-old person who's in front of you, who's debilitated, who has lost their own will to live, who have lost the physical experience. What I had to do, was step beyond my own judgments and be a source of compassion for that person. So my nursing career gave me nuggets, moments of extraordinary opportunities to step into my compassion itself. That was probably by far the most greatest gift I got from that experience.
And you carry that through your career now.
I do. The same thing, somebody who needs help. It doesn't matter if you're 80 or 5. We have to stand by each other's side and become a beacon of hope. I know it's strange, but I think that's what a medium does. I think a medium gives us an opportunity to find hope again. When you can't see the road anymore because someone has passed on, when you can't figure out what to do in your life anymore, a medium steps into the picture and says, it's okay to have hope. It's okay to remember. It's okay to have love. It's okay to do all those things. And I think that was the lesson. It went from compassion, from being a nurse, to living the life as a medium.